And welcome to a new episode of More Than Dice. John, what episode are we on?
That's Kathy's job, son.
Nope, well, Kathy's not here. It's all on you.
It'll be on me. You kind of realize I was busy all day. I ain't got time to sit around and figure out.
That's all on you. I don't care. It's just part of your job. That's just how it works around here.
Like, straight up. I don't know that it's like episode 87 off the top of my head.
You should, because that's what it is.
It is.
Yep. Guys, welcome to another episode of More Than Dice. We are having a special guest today. Kathy was not able to make it, and we were trying to get people to come on. And we're like, John's like, I think I have somebody. I don't think he's doing anything at 1 o'clock in the morning. So let's ask him. Guys, welcome, Lee. Is it McAlpin?
Yes, it is. That's close. I'm not going to butcher you for getting it right-ish. It's a horrible last name.
So, he runs a podcast called Bleeped Up, right? And also, you're pretty much a nerd like us. You and John had been talking, and at one point, John was like, hey, I'd like to get, him on, and we talked about the Transformers TCG. And I was like, well, shit, Kathy's not going to be here, so we're going to have to do that. So we got him in there. Before we get started, we got to make sure we say thanks to all of our sponsors. We will be giving away 2 codes to Tectonic Craft Studios for gift certificates. And we will do that right around the media section time frame. So you got to listen. Got to be someone there. You also have to hit that little button up there and do it. And we will make sure that you are in that pool. But going back to Tectonic Craft Studios, everybody knows Dan the Man. Dan's awesome. Makes some good MDF type terrain. Laser cut. It's going to have some really cool things coming for Warfare Weekend. Pay attention to that. And then we also got to thank Muse on Minis. How they host all of our stuff and let it go out to everybody. And they also provide a really good discount code to anybody that buys stuff from their store. If you go in there and you buy anything from Muse on Minis, make sure you type the all one word More Than Dice. You'll get 10% off your code, 10% off your entire order. And we got to talk about Mechanica Studios. Chris sells all of our products, which we'll be selling also at Warfare Weekend too. So don't forget about that. And we will be having a contest. We will start that at Monday to win one of his cool Legion trays.
I was going to ask you when that was coming because those trays are super legit.
Yeah, he's going to let us give away one of his modular trays for Star Wars Legion, which is it is a really, really cool tray, and get that going. So, with that said, Lee, you're the guest. What are you drinking today?
Well, it's currently 1 in the morning, so I've just driven back from Wales. I had a nice weekend away in the cabin. I'm not going to lie, there was a lot of hish ha ha happening. It's just saying it, very Friday the 13th feel in Wales. So I'm going to be really boring and just drink some orange squash. So I drank enough Jägermeister to fuel a small tractor over 2 days. So I'm pretty good. So I'm just going to mellow out this evening, I think.
All right, no problem. John, what you got today?
I have Kraken mixed with root beer.
Nasty, but okay.
It's actually really good.
It is. It's a surprising combo. It's a pretty good combo.
Yeah, it's Barks root beer. It's even better with Barks because it's got that little bit of bite and they mix together and it's tasty.
It's not bad.
Gonzo, just because you don't have the stomach for it, go ahead. Tell us what crazy beer you're drinking.
Today's just another Dragon's Milk. I'm trying to get the rest of that down before I buy some more. I
have that problem with beer too. Just try and get it down so I can.
This one, a Dragon Milk is actually really good, but I also like my beer so dark I can eat it with a fork. So, this is kind of how it is for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Really good, 11% alcohol per volume, so kind of good bite to it. No shout-outs from what I understand, John. We're all good on that this year? Or this week?
I think we're all good on that. Again, my week was a little crazy, so I don't really know. I've been busy.
All right. So to all of our people, and we also want to send out a big thank you to Cosmic Cubicle for another subscription tier 1 for 2 months. Woo! Thank you for that subscription, buddy. We appreciate it. Also, be on the lookout on our Patreon page. We'll be changing up some of our reward levels pretty soon. So everybody on Patreon, everybody that supports us here, everybody that supports us on, Facebook, and everybody, period. Cheers.
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 All right. So, I am going to be working on something that happened. If Captain Mizzy, if you're still in the chat, I can't see chat right now. Nobody said anything yet. We finally got a good 3D print of our tactics board for A Song of Ice and Fire. I really needed a new one. I didn't like the little cardboard one, but Lee, you play A Song of Ice and Fire, and you know how much of a pain in the butt it is to have like the objective markers and then the little objective cards next to those objective markers, and then having to stand on those objective markers.
Yeah.
And then, it's a pain in the ass.
It is. It's a royal pain in the ass. It's unfortunate.
So what I did is I took and created little tokens. It would kind of be hard to see because I did prime them a bit just to get some on, and where I have numbers on them, 1 through 5. And then I built a tactics board with a spot for the cards for 1 through 5. I don't know if you can see that.
Cool.
That is pretty cool.
That's cool.
That way the cards won't have to be on the board while you play, but everything still fits. We got everything in the right spot. You know, the miniatures still go into the correct area. And actually the words and lettering is a little bit bigger than normal. That way we can see it from the side of the thing. So I'm going to be working on painting this while we talk about the topic of the day, which is the Transformers TCG. We are going to have y'all play a couple of games so y'all can see it, but let's talk about, and you two are the experts on this. I only play it every so often when John bugs the crap out of me, and maybe when I get cards eventually.
I send him some cards. Well, I'm going to send him some cards.
We've been saying that, that's a running joke with us because I think it's been like a year and a half since he said he was going to send those cards.
A couple months, but actually, there's a box behind me. I just need to get. I'm going to blame this firmly on my crew and not Banyan this time. It's not Banyan's fault. He's been ready with all his extras, but I'm waiting for Not Brushhead Dave and Bowie to throw some extras so I can make sure you get everything all at once. We're not sending you like 3 boxes.
I did see in the pre-ramble, and I forgot to mention this, that someone did talk about Conquest. And we did get a box set of that in, thanks to the guys at Conquest.
Very cool.
We don't know what we're going to do with it. We may put it together and let people demo it. We may give it away. We don't know, guys, but I spent most of yesterday reading the entire rules and going over stuff, and I'm super hyped about this game. I cannot wait to put these models on the board and stomp the shit out of things. So,
well, there you go.
I will give a review once I get a few games in, and we will get a full game review on that. So, it is technically really y'all two that are in on this. This is your show today, guys. Talk about Transformers.
You played the game. You can talk. You can.
I can. I just y'all two are like, it's like in your blood that if someone cut you, you would leak cards out or something.
Yeah, it would be that. Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking for a card game to play for a while, and everyone comes out. Keyforge came out. Not my scene. Looks super cool. Magic's just this is too much. It's way too much. And I wanted something my buddies were playing, and then Bowie came in, and he was talking about Transformers TCG, and I, of course, loved Transformers when I was young because I'm that age. And finally, I'm like, you know what? Let me just get a couple cards, and then from there, here we are, 8 boxes later, some stupid shit like that.
Yeah. Cards
everywhere, playing a bunch. We got a small crew of people here. So Transformers is basically, it's another Wizards of the Coast game, but it's a very simple, easy game. It is learn in about 5 minutes, and then again, literally take a long time to master because of all the options that are available now.
Mm-hmm. It's true. That is 100% true. I agree with everything John said. I think the thing is with card games at the moment, you can find your niche. Like for me, I have 2 card games that take all my money. And they're basically 2 periods of my life. Transformers, when I was a kid, fantastic. And obviously there's a current incredible game called Dragon Ball, the card game out there as well. That's my teenage years. So I can say it right now. Fuck you, card games. You're taking all my money. I never wanted this to happen, but you are. But it's It's the ability of honestly recreating battles whenever you're a kid or a teenager or whenever you were when you watch the TV series or the new films or whatever kind of things. It's just the ability of going, what if this happened? What if so and so fought this person?
Yep.
Well, let's find out.
And the Transformers one is, again, super easy. You get handful of characters, 25 stars worth. They're all rated, and then you just throw down, and simple deck takes care of all the battle. No dice or nothing. It's super cool. I've been enjoying it. Lee's been doing a bunch of videos for it, and I will say, with no prompting at all, he has the best production value of any of the videos I've seen.
Oh, thank you.
Well, yeah. Before we get really into it, Lee, tell everybody who you are. I mean, we kind of get it a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we kind of just kind of jumped anything, but I mean, we did say who you were. But I mean, why are you so cool to come on our professional
Well,
podcast?
In a galaxy far, far away, I met these two on a beautiful show called Painting with Menoth John. And we've been friends ever since that one podcast, because I knew John and John, but I didn't know Gonzo well. And literally, as soon as I came on and talked, I think we just clicked. And I think that's how it is with me, with people, because I'm such a people person in a way. It's just like, it just clicked. So my name is Lee McAlpin. I run a YouTube channel called Bleeped Up Productions. The whole tagline for that is, we make mistakes so you don't have to. And it is shown in our comments that you guys love us to death, even when we royally mess it up. But yeah, our whole spiel is we want to do content that promotes a topic that we're really passionate about, and currently at the moment that's Transformers the TCG. Soon to be other games, because new editions are coming out and other stuff like that. But the fun thing is, I'm a one-man team. I have a great community around me that are willing to help me and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm the guy that holds the magical mouse and all the other crazy fun ideas, and how can I make that possible? So we always wanted to do quality over quantity, and I have no problems with any channels out there like doing a shit ton of content, because I absolutely love that. I think that's what YouTube's all about. You can find someone who's doing terrible content that has 10 million subscribers, for example, or you can find the most incredible person in the world who only has 3 or 4. It doesn't matter. Like, it is, you will find your niche on YouTube. And for me, it's like, we wanted to do quality over quantity. And we just do stuff that we're passionate about. And Transformers is kind of like full circle for me, because it was like, I love card games. Like John talked about a few games. Like, I have Keyforge. I think that's a great game. It has its place. I think it was really fun to play at the UK Games Expo that I went to. I own one deck, and that'll be it, because there's no point in me getting addicted to more card crack. But yeah, I think honestly, it's down to what you personally like, and I think that's what hobbies are all about. I think, like, especially with miniature gaming and card gaming, like, you wouldn't like be all into the Transformers if you didn't like it in some shape or form. Like, I think a theme and like how it plays and stuff like that is what gets you into either a miniatures game or a card game. Like, I think Magic of the Gathering is a fantastic card game. I think it's one of the best card games ever created. But it's like what John says, there is so much of it. Like, looking at it, it's like looking at a board of quantum physics and going, what the hell do I do? And my answer to that is play Commander, because that is so much fun for a lot of people, and it's an easy way in. So you don't have to blow your mind and just, egon it up on, like, in Ghostbusters, where you just lose your mind just trying to figure out life. I just run a podcast as well called Bleeped Up Productions as well on Podbean. On that, we kind of do whatever we want to do. So we've been kind of doing Transformers podcast, but we haven't really been doing like what other guys have been doing, like saying, hey, you need to play this list, or highlighting cards. We've really been collaborating with other channels, which we want to do, because this game is kind of, I personally think at the moment it's exploding right now, but when it wasn't exploding, it was kind of under the radar. So when I wanted to do it, I wanted to talk to channels that I loved and worked with and saw and watched their videos, and was just like, hey, let's do a collaboration. Like, I want to like grow the community and get you guys to have loads of views, and let's just build a community of like YouTubers out there that are promoting this amazing game. And that's what this company's kind of doing, because Wizards is pretty bitching when it comes to like the community at the moment. Like, I didn't expect to get like cards to promote, which I did, and I lost my shit. And you watched that video, my friend D definitely did. And it's really cool, like when you see those kind of collaborations and podcasts and stuff like that. It's just fantastic. And yeah, I just do a lot of random shit, like a lot of just fun stuff that I want to do. Like, our favorite podcasts we love doing is the WTFs, which obviously in your guys' issues is obviously we can cover that in the media bar. Is if you ever know of Science Mystery Theatre 3000, that's exactly what we do with alcohol and British accents. So it's fantastic, and we watch some terrible garbage. I tell you, it is terrible, but it's enjoyable, and we love doing. Because we always used to just watch movies and just laugh about them, and then we were just like, why don't we just do something? Like, why not make a podcast and join the millions probably doing it, but put our own unique twist of British humour onto it, which we do, which is simple. There we go. I'm spieled. Done. Anything else did I forget? Yes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and not... Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Not doing that.
That is actually something we've never said, have we, Gonzo?
Exactly. There's no need to do that. People, this is 2019. We already know what we.
They know what they're doing.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to just listen. They don't need to like or anything. Just listen. It's all good. That's why we're here.
Exactly.
But yeah, so the Transformers TCG is, I mean, it's one of those rare ones that hits, like I said, the buttons I was looking for. I saw Keyforge. I have some decks. Gonzo sent me some. We may eventually play some on stream. But the bug I wanted the issue I wanted to scratch basically was being able to construct a deck. Because that's where you really get your fun from in a lot of cases. You'll spend time constructing decks you never play, but you get that fun mental exercise. Better if you get to play, of course. And so that's where Transformers came in. I had a friend who played it, was really looking for someone else to play it, and jumped in, and it was fun and simple. I mean,
yeah,
you can't get any better than that from a game. Fun and simple.
I've played a few games so far, and I like it. It's a lot of fun. But I have a kind of question about it that I'm kind of worried about is the game's only been out, not even a year yet? Or maybe a year?
More than a year.
More than a year.
Is it more than a year?
Yeah.
And how many sets have we gone through so far?
3.
Oh,
Third set just came out.
Yeah. So do you think they may be running through the sets pretty quickly?
Hell no.
Actually, 3 in a year is actually the right number.
Yeah.
I think 4 is too many, 2 is too few. Unless, I mean, you could do 2 if you had some sets in between that were... I mean, they do it a couple sets also, but they had bigger sets in between with a couple more... Like, if all the sets in between were like Devastator, where they have a bunch of extra cards in them, and you get... That shakes up, if you will, the meta, but the playing of it. And that could do it. But right now, I think 3 sets is about where it's at for here.
Yeah, if you take anything like in context of a release schedule for stuff, like miniature gaming is the simplest thing. You'll have an army one, like GW is the worst because they basically take your money. Like basically you know what's coming out, and then effectively they'll throw a curveball at you and then go, oh yeah, sorry, so I know you want this new 40k model, but hey, you know that game you used to like Necromunda, or, you know, Adeptus Marcaticus, or whatever it's called, I forget, the big Titan thing. Yeah. They just keep dropping stuff slowly but surely. Yeah. With this, I think they've spaced it out quite well. Like, Magic the Gathering also is a very good thing. Like, they have a set, you play it for a while, and then there's another set, and you get more crap, and then there's another set, and it's more stuff. It's kind of nice because I play a lot of like the Game of Thrones card game. Like most of the time we have like a lovely big box, which just happens to be my faction of Bad Boy Baratheons this month. And I got it, and it was the best thing since sliced bread. I'm so happy. Thank you, Fantasy Flight. And then they have like basically cycles that literally last 6 months, which is basically a little pack that will cost you either like, I don't know, £10 for us. I don't know if it's $12 for you guys or whatever. Yeah, but then that's like
12 to 10.
Yeah, like a few cards that eventually over a 6-month period, that's one thing that's going to come out every month for the next 6 months, and it's a cycle. Then you get a big box, and then there's a little bit of a break, and then the next cycle comes out. So it's kind of like really good. And I think what we were saying is like Transformers is caught up to where I think it's like it's now got a little bit of momentum, because when it first came out, we weren't interested. Like me and my friend D, who's my partner in crime on my channel, we got it, but we didn't like it because, if you know, goodies have to fight baddies. Wave 1 was all the goodies with sprinklings of baddies.
Yeah.
And it was just basically like, what happened to all the Autobots? Why are they having a civil war with each other? What's going on? This makes no sense. And then Wave 2 happened, which basically was like, we're going to give you a load of villains and goodies, but we're also going to give you robots that turn into bigger robots. And that is just crack for a lot of people. And it kind of exploded. And like with the new wave as well, going back to tying in with the toy line, which is a whole new separate market as well.
Oh, God, that's
just
next level marketing.
It is.
Well, do you think that, I mean, I'm not saying the Transformers universe is, infinite, but how are they making sure that, okay, well, I've got Prime, and I know there's multiple versions of Prime, but making sure that Prime is not just Prime version 1.2 with a change of stat or whatever.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
The characters are totally different.
Yeah, but how?
Well, there's abilities. So I'm gonna switch over real quick here, so we can show you guys some cards here.
Let me switch that little screen over. I have that, that's that cool technology called click a button.
Yeah, give me a second. It takes a couple button clicks for me to change over here.
And let them change over their screen, and they can talk about some cards while I work on this big old tactics board.
Boom. So these are character cards. These are the standard ones, and they have two sides. You've got your alt mode, and then your bot mode. And they'll have, and if you notice, they've got numbers, and then they've got text or no text. And that's how they keep the characters different. They all have different numbers. They have their attack, they have the defense, and they have their health. Super simple. They got their cost at the bottom. It's really that easy. And then many characters have abilities that'll either be while in this form you do X, or when you flip to this form you do Y. So, he's got an ability when he flips to this mode, he does something, which is cool. If he's in this other form, he doesn't do anything. It is really that simple. It's a matter of flipping your characters at the right time to get abilities, playing the cards to mesh with them, and then just beating the crap out of each other.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the idea is like, I wish I had two characters who were the same handy, but if you get two characters the same name, they'll be totally different because, one Optimus Prime might be, more support and he heals your guys and such. And another one might be just go in there and beat the crap out of people and do unexpected things, be all hero-y because that's Prime.
Yeah.
Battlefield Legend.
Yeah, I think the best thing going into it, because we kind of all have a love for War Machine, is the fact that I think every character feels different-ish, like a Warcaster when you go to different levels. Like, Sorcerer 1 doesn't play like Sorcerer 2, Sorcerer 3 doesn't play like either of them. They're always a little bit different. They might have similarities with health and attack and stuff, but they have something different about them, which keeps them a little bit exciting in a way.
We can do a little bit of that, Lee. We can show a little bit of different versions because right here in my case, since I have the starters, you've got Ironhide there. Keep Ironhide out.
Okay, I'll keep Ironhide out. There we go.
And I have Ironhide from the starter deck.
Who is trash, which is really sad.
So this Ironhide is Little Lee. He's got 3 attack and 3 defense and 7 health, but he's only 6 stars. And then you flip him, his defense goes down 1, his attack goes up 1. Simple, easy starter card. And his Captain Ironhide from Siege of Cybertron is totally different.
Yeah.
So look, he's got a ton more health. He's got 12 health. I cannot read that small attack number.
That's probably fine. So in his, as you can see on John's one, he's got nothing when he's in his alt mode, which is his vehicle. But for this one, it's like this cannot take non-combat attack damage from your opponent's cards. So that's pretty different. And then when we flip him over, just saying, guys, he's got a bitchin' rocket launcher. He is dropping a rocket launcher on someone, which is dope. He's a little bit different, so he changes again. And his ability here is when he attacks, you can, and he has a weapon, you may swap that weapon with a blue weapon from your hand. So every card is a little bit different.
Yeah, so you can start changing stuff up and just go in. You might put a weapon that they're not worried about on, so they won't blow a good card on it, and swap it over so you get the effect. Or maybe it's just a weapon that has a good effect. I mean, is he melee?
No, he's ranged.
That's too bad. Melee.
He's right up my street. My kind of My kind of guy, Ironhide is.
And as you can see, the art, even on, we'll call them crappy Ironhide, Star Trek Ironhide, it's still got great art. That one's got great art. And all the Transformer sides are foily, so they look super cool.
Okay, so now this is a collectible card game, though. This is not
It
just everybody can get every card out there, correct? What's the outrageous cards right now that are so expensive?
Well, if you show the decks we have handy, because Lee's got his there, I can show you that I have 3 cards, and they actually tell you on the cards what the commonality is.
Yeah, but I'm talking about money-wise.
Well,
do I need to go grab him? No, I'm not going to go grab him, but I have him.
Well,
I own him. I have 2 of them.
Major Ultra Magnus is actually super rare, and he's going to be one of those expensive ones.
Yeah, boy.
and what's the current high value on some of these models? Or not models, but $80.
80, maybe 90 for one of the San Diego Comic-Con ones from last year.
But you only can have one of them.
Yeah, you only ever need one of them. You can't use 2 of the same Transformer, though. Lee could take Captain Ironhide there and use Star Trek Ironhide I have here, and then find maybe even another Ironhide to fill out his points.
Correct, but you're not going to be spending $80 on 2 Ironhides and getting. You're not going to need to buy 2 $80 whatever model, $80 cards.
Mm.
Correct.
I believe that's down to you as an individual.
Yeah.
Like I said, the one card I wanted from this set, the new set, was Ultra Magnus because growing up as a kid, Magnus was my boy, and I pulled him in a box. I was like, awesome, and I don't need to worry about that now. But I said, and I went into it with my friend D as well. These, at the end of the day, are cardboard, guys. I'm not spending a stupid amount of money on it. If I get them, fantastic. I know it pulls at my heartstrings that these are characters I loved growing up as a kid, but I'm not going to spend a lot of money on them. I think the most I've ever spent on a piece of card recently for this game was like 30 quid. But that was for a character which I thought is pretty good, and it was mates rates, so I was happy with spending that much. And I'm not going to spend more than that because if we go down that collectible card route, you can spend a stupid amount of money, and it's just. But then that's you as a hobbyist. You can do that.
But what I'm saying is, like, let's go for example, and let's go a little stupid. I need 4 Black Lotuses. You're not going to need 4 Ironhides or 4,
No. For multiple reasons. You can only have 3 of a card in your deck, and I think even the most expensive battle card that's not from the stupid San Diego Comic-Con pack, which you would never want because they're just not that good. In addition to, you wouldn't want to spend that much money. But I think the most expensive is like $12, maybe?
Okay.
15
Yeah.
At most?
Yeah, I think honestly it just comes down to like
Yeah.
how I've said is like if I get it in a card or in a pack that I pull, that's fantastic. If I don't get it, I'm not gonna cry spilt milk about it. Like there's a prime example for me is I have one of my favorite characters in Transformers is Blitzwing, and if you go to Google now and look at him, you're like, he's not a great character. And why the hell does he cost £70 or $70? It's because he has a lovely little thing on him that says he's a special rare and he's a very shiny thing. Yet he's trash. But it's down to the collectible card thing, isn't it? It's like for me, I don't know, for you guys, I don't know, it's like you guys have like baseball cards over there as well. There's like certain cards in certain sets, isn't there, where a player's rookie card or something is stupidly like expensive. For us, it was like a shiny in like a Premier League pack as kids as a sticker was like the best thing ever and could get you like half a book if you wanted that one card, or one sticker, etc. But that's the whole collectible thing about it. But I'm not crying over spilled milk if I don't have a few.
Yeah, no, Banian my roommate just mentioned that 17 for security checkpoint, which he points out because he doesn't pull them out of packs.
Yeah,
he's gotten like one.
Yeah, like for me, what I've done and what I do currently is because I've got boxes and I'm trying to build a community here in the Midlands, which for me is like the one thing I want to do around this game is I have loads of spares. If you're getting into the game, there's no better way to build a community than helping out the community. There's no point me
like hogging all the cards and going, I've got everything. I would rather be like, hey, what do you need to help finish your collection? I can possibly help you out. Here, take these. I don't really care. At the end of the day, these are cardboard to me. And if I've got multiples of them, I'm not that bothered. I'd rather have someone else have enough joy going, oh, yeah, I got a complete set. I can play that one card that I really want to play with. There you go. Have a go. Like, do it. But some people are a little bit different. And I can, that's understandable. That's great. I have got a few rares where I will say, well, they're trading because I want to trade to get other things. But like my commons and uncommons, if I've got loads of them, I'm just like, you need one or how many of those? Just take them. I don't even care. Like, I'd rather let you not worry about that at all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially commons and stuff like that.
Even some rares, if it's not something people need or want, I'm like, when we opened our boxes of Wave 2 is the big example, a little bit Wave 3. Wave 2, we opened them all sort of at the same time, and someone's like, oh, I really want to make this deck. So I'm like, here, take the cards you need that you didn't get to make the deck. It'll come around. I ain't worry about it. Yeah. I want you to play something you like. I don't care if I don't get to play it. I mean, I'm not looking to play that. If I get the ones I want, like, a couple packs in, I had the characters I really, really wanted from the set. Because, like, early into my box, I got Ultra Magnus. I was happy with that. I got Sideswipe, who I've loved for years because he's a Lamborghini. Out of some early packs I bought, and I got Major Shockwave out of early packs too. And I'm like, I'm good. Plus, I got these guys who I really wanted because they look like fun and they're fun.
And they are so much fun to play with. I think that's the one thing. I think like when you go into these kind of games, so like obviously they do a great job of like giving creators and people in the community stuff to preview to kind of get the hype train going a little bit, which I really do like about it. And it's like, you could tell which cards are going to be really good and which can be really like game changing, because like for us, like we have a meta now, if we want to call it that, and we can like start building on that. But at the end of the day, like we pull things out of packs and we go like, oh yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Are you going to try running that? Awesome. I'm going to try running this because I want to try and get it working. So like when I pulled Magnus, the first thing I said to all the guys that we go to every 2 weeks, I was like, guys, I'm playing Magnus because I got Magnus. Like next week, I'm debating on running Run Amok, or I really want to run Soundwave. I just want to try other things out that other people aren't. There's like decks out there which will just ruffle stomp, but that's not fun for a lot of people.
It's like fun once or twice. Like, oh hey, show me how that bullshit deck works. Yeah. And you're like, oh, that is so crazy cool. Now play a real deck.
Yeah, and have fun. But that's why I think this game works really well as other card games. Is like you can pick characters, that's great, but all of them have different traits. So, for example, let's flip Magnus over, and he has leader, truck, and ranged as a trait. Now, in these lovely battle cards that you get, you have cards that can affect only leaders, only trucks, and range. So you can build around your characters, and that's like one of the strongest points about this game is that you build around the team you want to run. Like your characters could be poop and you just want to play them because you want to play those guys, but with a battle deck that you can combine and make, you can literally make them amazing, which is the best thing about this game. Because some people go, he's rubbish, he's great, he's not that good. I'm always like, challenge accepted. Let's try and make that thing work. How can we make that happen?
Absolutely. I played a deck of the 3 Wave 1 motorcycles.
Hey, awesome.
Because I could. There was no card to make them better. I'm just like, I want to run the motorcycles, and I'm going to add some stuff in there. And honestly, aside from when I played Gonzo with his sealed Devastator deck, it did really good, though Gonzo beat the stuffing out of me.
Yep. He's got a good deck there. I think that's the one thing as well. When you want to look into a game, sometimes you don't know what sets to jump in on and stuff like that. like the starter decks for this game, I think are really good. Like I think the cards we they're like, I think there's some really, really good stuff. Like I think Metroplex is really cool if you wanted to play a city that turns to a robot. Come on. You've got the iconic Devastator, which is obviously all the hilariously bright green and purple Constructicons who are basically like JCBs and just, you know, diggers and stuff like that form into a horrific big robot. And then you've got like the normal guys like Prime and other stuff like that. But there's like, I think there's not like, you could jump in now on Wave 3 and you wouldn't feel bad unless you wanted to get certain cards. But like where the game's going, I think honestly, jumping on now is fine, because I think eventually at some point we will have a point where we go, okay, no more wave 1, no more wave 2. Competitively, I mean.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're
Have a
doing that. I think the Siege of Cybertron block, because it's going to be 3 sets, I think they're going to make that like a, hey, this is our current, environment, these 3 sets, which is cool.
Mhm.
There'll be an open environment. You can always play your friends whenever you want. And honestly, I want to try some. I'm going to buy another box here soon. And then Banny and I will try. But I think Wave 3, the Siege of Cybertron Set 1, is going to be really good for sealed.
Mm. And I think that's one thing that comes with this game as well, is like, for me, it's like really hilarious looking at card games. Like, when I play this, people are like, oh, that's really aggro. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Can you please explain that to me? And then they explain it. I'm like, oh, so that's what that's meant for this many years and stuff like that. It's like really interesting because it's like some people might not have a clue about card games, but with this one, it's very simple of how it plays.
Yeah,
It's not hard.
People make simple decks. Well,
Yeah.
I think we've talked enough, Lee. Let's at least get one game in for these fine folks to take a look at.
Sure. Okay. Should we just do the mirror so they can see some fun shenanigans, or
Do the mirror,
should we
'cause it shows how you can build decks. I mean, I hope a little differently. Otherwise, this would be very funny. How we can, across the pond, come up with the same ideas.
Okay. I'm fine with this.
All right.
Gonzo, have we got any? I feel like I'm now part of a podcast, so I'm going to ask: have we got any questions or anything from the comments and stuff, or not?
I mean, we've got plenty of comments, but they're all from my roommate.
Okay.
Banyan says that he's had fun putting ridiculous decks together. I gave him Soundwave and Company before he got any of his Wave 3, so he could make a deck, which was cool. He's been trying to make Devastator work. We do a lot of testing between the two of us, which is cool.
That's cool.
Like I say, if you can get a roommate or something into a game, it makes things so much better.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. It definitely does.
And we get a lot of fun. We do every other Wednesdays. We do Transformers night here with me and my buds.
I think that's what really helps the game as well. Is like you say, you have friends that are into it, which is really, really good, because you can have people who are like, oh, I'll play a game and that's it, and like, it's not for me. You're like, that's fine. But if it's like a niche thing that you guys all get into, you're like, yeah, I really want that. That sounds really, really cool. Let's do it. I think that's a really good jumping on point for a lot of people when it comes to games in general, really.
I think their decks are going to be reasonably similar, but dissimilar enough. Some of the support cards are all different.
Okay. Well, I went with a splash of newer cards because I wanted to try some new stuff out.
Yeah, this is one of those decks I've been tweaking over several iterations.
Cool.
It's never worked as well as the original 4-wide with the Cliff Jumper promo I got. I don't actually have the actual Cliff Jumper. He's one of those San Diego Comic-Con cards, and I'm not paying $80 for him because that's a little much.
Yeah, you just print him off, and then, like I've said to people, if they ever wanted to run the omnivores or whatever at my events, if you can print it off, I'll allow it, because there's, this game does have a limitation, because it does feel like it is based from young people to our generation as well. So not every kid has the ability to buy a box and buy every character for a silly amount of money. They probably saved up all their money for 2 weeks to get a booster or two. Yeah. So you're like, yeah.
And luckily my crew has one copy of both those characters that we could share if necessary at an event.
Yeah, so that's exactly what you want to do as well.
So as you're both the guest and playing with actually you should play the same number of stars as me, but since you're the guest, I will let you have choice of going first or second, sir.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Let's go first. So, do you want to shall I explain my turn and you go vice versa, John, so we just walk it out for people?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take it as slow as possible, and people have questions, they can throw them our way.
Okay, cool. So at the beginning of the game, we figure out who wants to go first and second and stuff. Normally on my channel, we always do poker hands, so we always throw roll 5 dice and then you choose. So most of the time, what we've decided to do, and I don't know if it's an official rule or whatever, you decide to go first or second, then you draw your cards.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, so your starting hand is always 3 cards. And then at the beginning of your turn, you will draw a card. But when you're the first player, you don't get to play anything. Mm-hmm. But you get to flip. Now, I will not try and confuse you guys, but I hate the word flip. We're playing Transformers. It should be called transform. There we go. So that's what I'm going to say, but also probably flip at the same time. Now, I realise I'm going to be playing on camera, so I don't want to show John what I've got. So, okay. So I can't play any cards. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to transform Run Amok. And he has some amazing abilities. So you might see some fun stuff happen. So he states, when you flip or transform to this mode, draw a card. And if you have Runabout on the battlefield, you may transform him or flip him to his alt mode to bot mode. So what we'll do is I'll draw a card, because I can, and then I will flip this lovely man to his robot mode. Now, what I will do next, I will go and punch face Run Amok into your drag strip, John. So I'll let you take over what's going to happen now with attacking and stuff like that.
So he's chosen to attack, and there's nothing that can fake it. So then he chooses someone who is tapped to attack. Since no one is tapped, he can choose anyone he wants. So he's choosing Drag Strip. He's the weaker. And now he will flip 2 battle cards, and I will flip 2 battle cards. And there are plenty of modifiers, but I don't think we're going to see too many except maybe a white pip.
Yeah.
Flip.
So.
Flip. That would be a great offensive flip.
Okay, so I've currently got an attack of 5, which on the card is indicated as the orange. So I'm looking for orange pips. I don't or any other kind of colours. So I've got 1 orange pip, so that will go to 6. But I have a black pip, which is new to this set, which is Pierce. So I will do at least 1 damage if John blocks everything. So John, I'm coming at you with 6 attack with a Pierce of 1, sir.
Okay, well I flipped a lot of orange pips, which doesn't help in offense. I'm looking for blue, but I do a 2 defense and then flip 1 blue, so I get a 3.
Okay.
So it means I will take 3 damage.
Yeah. So another fun thing, because we've got loads of pips. There's a green pip on my side of the board. Now, when it comes to we finish attacking, this is actually a perfect first turn.
Yeah, it is.
I can choose to replace this card with a card in my hand if I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm having a look, and I'm actually gonna be fine. I'm not going to, so they're gonna just go to my discard now.
Okay.
Okay, so John, I will pass the turn to you, sir.
Now I'd be able to do the same thing after he chooses, but I don't have any either, so I'm just gonna cards out of the way. All right, start my turn. I'm gonna draw a card. That's gonna help. So actually, this is cunning, and you guys didn't see it coming. I'm actually gonna transform Raider Run Amok also.
Oh my gosh!
Draw a card, and also let me flip Raider Runabout.
Whoa! Mad skills.
Indeed. And then turn 2, I can only play 1 card. So on a normal turn, you get to transform once. You can tap for a character's ability once, and you can play an action and an upgrade. Since I have the second turn in the game, I can only play 1 card. It can be either an action or an upgrade. So I am going to play, and I'm going to play what is called a secret action, so he doesn't know what it is.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. And then I am going to send Raider Run Amok after Raider Run Amok. Since Run Amok is tapped, I don't have a choice. I have to attack him.
Okay.
So, I'll play real quick. I will flip, and I will get terrible.
Okay, so we're looking at 5 currently onto my defensive 2, so it'll be 3 damage at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So let's have a look. What do I get? So that's a black pip, that's rubbish, and that's an orange pip. So we're going to go with 3 damage then.
Yep, because I got only blue pips, so nothing there. But I do have a green pip there, so I'm going to swap out this dampening field for this Scoundrel's Blaster. I wish you could take the Energon Axe. Boy, that'd be great.
That seems like a very good choice of upgrade, sir.
Yes.
I think like the one thing I will suggest for like everyone is, because we're both playing villainous people, we're not going to have very nice cards that look very happy-go-lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the Autobots have a lot of nice upgrades and nice things. We're baddies, so we're going to have some very themed naughtiness going. So, okay, so it comes back to me. Then I'll draw a card. And what happens now is, because the first turn for each of us is a little bit different. Now, in a normal turn now, which we're going into, you can play 1 upgrade, you can play 1 action, and you can flip one of your cards.
Mm-hmm.
So, my
And
idea...
also, if he changes, was that Roadhugger there?
Yes.
Roadhugger in his alt mode, in his bot mode, has a tap ability. He could also do that in a turn. You can do one tap ability.
Yes. So it's very, very good. It's very, very interesting. Okay. So what we will do... Okay, yeah. That's what we will do. I will flip Runabout.
What?
I know, it's crazy, eh? And when I flip him, he says, when you flip to this mode, repair 1 damage from this, so that's 1 from him. And if you have Run Amok on the battlefield, repair 1 from him, and flip him from bot mode to alt mode. So he's going to be at 2 damage, guys, and he's going to go back to his car form, because everybody loves a car. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play a new card, and I'm going to put a HV Electron Breacher onto Runabout, which gives him +2 attack. So currently now he's at 7, and I am going to not play an action, so I'm going to go straight to the attacking phase, and I'm going to come swing at Runamuk with Runabout.
So, I'm actually apologize before you choose, because I have a secret action. It could affect who you can choose.
Oh, yes, okay.
In this case, it doesn't. I have defensive formation. Reveal when one of your characters defends. Each of your characters gets +1 until the end of turn, so he gets +1 defense.
That's very, very good. Okay, so we're looking at 7 at the moment. I'm going to flip my first one. That's a white pip, so that's new. And then we have 2 blue, which is pretty poop. But we've got a white pip, so when you attack or defend, the white pip allows you to flip 2 additional cards. So if I flipped more white pips, it wouldn't happen. It only happens once.
Yeah, the first one lets you flip 2 more.
Yeah, so we have a Scoundrel's Wrestle, which is blue, and then a black one. Okay, so all we've got currently is an attack of 7 with a pierce of 1, John.
Well, I've got 3 defense, so I'll be taking 4, so that pierce of 1 is not going to matter in this case. But actually,
okay.
Maybe we should flip cards first.
Actually, flip cards, yeah.
So flip, I also flip the white, and then a blank pip. 1 extra, and 2 extra. So actually, I go to 3.
Nice.
4
okay.
defensive, so I only take 3.
Nice. Okay. I've got a green card, so what I might do with that is I will exchange it for this lovely card called Handheld Blaster, and I will put Scoundrel's Blaster into my hand. Wicked.
Yes, sir. That's what you do.
And that's be done.
All right, so I'm going to draw a card, and it is about to become shenanigan time. Are you all ready for shenanigans?
Yes, please.
So I'm going to transform Raider Runabout, who, as you know, will transform Runamuck and heal him for 1, leaving him at 2 damage also. And then my first card play, my upgrade is going to be Turbo Boosters on Runamuck. Untaps him. Told you, shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
And then my action is going to be Pep Talk, which lets me draw 2 cards.
And as you can see, you can already see as the game's developing, there's certain things. Everything's based on the card. It's very simple to explain. So that's when it comes down to when you play a few more games. You can see the cool interactions. That's why we're both playing this deck, because you can see the fun interactions that go along with this.
And as it goes on, you depending on how far we get, you'll see the differences because our third character is different for each of us.
Oh, yes.
So I'm actually going to take Raider Runabout, and I'm going to attack Runamuck.
Okay.
And I'm going to flip an orange, a white for 2 more flips, an orange, blue, and another white, which doesn't do anything.
Okay, so we're looking at 7?
I am looking at 5, 6, and 7. Yes, sir.
All right, 7 minus 2 goes to 5. So still 5. Goes to 4. And stays at 4. So I take 4 damage.
Oh, you flip to start your engines. You'd rather have that in your hand. That is some serious stuff.
It is unfortunate.
Yeah, and a good note is, it won't matter yet, but it'll matter later. There are 2 piles when you have your deck. You have your scrap pile, which is stuff that's done, and then there's the stuff you played this turn, which doesn't really go away till the end of the turn, and the cards you flip. They all stay in sort of limbo until you're done.
Yeah.
Then done with the turn, pass turn, all my cards go in my discard.
Cool. All right.
Lee.
So, beginning my turn, I will draw a card.
Mhm.
Wicked. Right. What do you do again, sir? Let's have a gander. Oh, yeah, that's gonna...
It's always fun when you have to ask that question.
It's true. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna flip the little man, because he's a machine. Right.
He's basically a pep talk all the time, isn't he?
He is.
Oh.
But we're gonna have some fun.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So, right. That actually won't work because I've just read what your thing does. So that's cool. So we're going to let the little man have some fun. We're going to equip him with a Scoundrel's Blaster.
Oh, that's Scoundrel.
Yeah. Come on, boy. This guy hits hard. I absolutely love this little man. And for my action, I still don't really want to play anything yet. So that's that. So then I'm going to go Road Hugger into Runabouts.
You got it.
So I've currently got an attack of 5. So let's see what we get. Still 5. We go to 6 with Pierce 1, John.
Alrighty. I'm at a 2. And that makes it a 3. And that makes it a 4.
Nice.
So you said 5 with Pierce 1, so I will take the 1.
There you go.
Which is perfect, because shenanigans will continue to be afoot.
6.
You said 6?
6, so another 1, so I think.
Another 2, no worries.
There we go. I don't like these, so they're going over there.
I did not flip any greens still, so I will keep everything in my hand. I will draw a card. Tee-hee. I will transform Run Amok, who draws me a card, and transforms Runabout. And here's where we get the thing. Since I have multiple characters untapped and he's all tapped, all my guys are going to get to attack this turn, or all my untapped guys get to attack this turn.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting shenanigans, because I'm sure Lee sees this coming.
Oh, don't you dare.
I'm going to play Start Your Engines.
Oh, actually, it won't work that much.
So it transforms all of my guys back. So he'll transform, and he'll transform.
Yeah.
And then these will both heal because of his ability.
Yeah.
And then he gets to untap.
Yep.
And that is what we generally call bullshit.
No, it's good fun. That's what it is.
That's the thing about Cars decks, is Cars decks have such fun shenanigans.
It is fun.
Just because I'm going to give Decepticon Dragstrip a Scoundrel's Blaster.
Okay.
And we're going to start the attacking, and we're going to beat on Runamuck because he seems the one. So we'll send Dragstrip in first.
Okay.
And then we will flip for a blue, and we'll flip for an orange. Now, Dragstrip abilities was when this attacks and you flip a orange and a blue, draw 2 cards. So I will draw 2 cards.
Cool beans. So, your grand total of attack is 4?
3, 4, 5 for the Scoundrel's Blast.
Oh, yeah, it's 5.
For that bashing shield.
I apologize. 6. So 6 minus 2 goes to 4.
Yep.
Goes to 3. And stays at 3. So he's going to be at 9. Ouch. That's not good. That's really sad.
I will swap my improvised shield for a bashing shield. Those will go in the used pile, if you will.
I will put mine in the use pile.
And I will send a Runabout into Runamuck.
So now this is quite key. So John, do you want to tell them why you're not playing any more cards and stuff like that?
So at this point, you check to see if Lee still had characters untapped, my turn would end because I attacked the character. But since he still has all of his guys tapped, I get to continue attacking until all my guys are also tapped. But it's not a whole new turn. There's no more cards played. My cards are done. I just get to keep attacking.
Yeah.
And it's probably the most complicated part of the turn in the game. But
yeah.
Let's send Runabout in real quick.
Yep.
Flip 2. 1 and 2. Ooh, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all.
So is that 7?
5, 6, and 7. Yes, sir.
All right, 7 minus 2, but then 4 will do another 3. So he's on 1 life.
And I'm going to swap this work overtime that with, 7 cards in my hand isn't going to work, and for another bashing shield.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use pile, and then I'm going to send Run Amok in to finish up Run Amok. Hopefully.
Okay.
For me.
Makes
1
sense.
and 2. That's a white, so I get 2 more. 1.
Oh gosh.
That's pretty good. That's going to be 7 again.
Okay, that is absolutely trash. Okay, so I have
Shivers, because that would have hurt.
That would have really worked if I was attacking. Yeah, unfortunately, Run Amok is now, unfortunately, no longer in the land of the living. So what will happen is he explodes in a fit of joy, and he goes to the KO pile.
Yep. And there's also another good note is since you actually drew the last card of your deck, you need to shuffle your actual scrap pile in before you go on.
That's true. Well, actually, no, I still got it here. I'm just showing you.
Oh, okay. Very good.
I just keep hold of it. I apologize.
No worries. Then you're good. All right, so those are done. So now all of our characters are tapped out on both sides.
Yeah.
We'll take our piles to use this turn, throw them in there, and then we all untap together.
Yes. So, I feel like I'm at a huge, hilarious disadvantage. So I need to figure out life. So.
I feel like the Hot Wheels shenanigans, which is honestly why we play Hot Wheels, is what we call any car deck is generally called Hot Wheels.
Yes.
Is what we did there, what I did there, the untapping. If you get those cards in your hand, you get that working, it is super duper fun. Maybe not so much for your opponent. It triggers certain people.
Yeah, it's all good. I enjoy it. It shows already. I always have fun even if I get the crap kicked out.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm just always like, I love the game anyway, so I don't mind.
In constructed, absolutely. The sealed formats, it gets a little one-sided sometimes, but you got to be careful with that stuff.
100% true. Okay, cool. I'm going to have some fun shenanigans myself this turn.
Mm-hmm.
So, what we're going to do is Runabout is really sad that his twin died. So he went and bought himself a really fancy smoke cloak.
Oh.
Which gives him an ability which is Tough 1, which allows him to flip an additional card when defending. So you'll see there's other cards that allow you to flip additional stuff and stuff like that if we get to them. So on my defending aspect, he is living the dream right now.
Is it an armor or a utility? Because I can't tell.
It is an armor, just to give you a heads up. So every person, think of every character you play in this game as a D&D character. So you have an armor, you have a weapon, and you have a utility.
Yep.
Now some characters allow you to have additional things, which is great, but the majority of them, you're allowed one of one thing. And if you wanted to replace those weapons or armor or utilities with something else, those things will go to the scrap pile and you just simply replace it with other stuff. So think about it as in finding special loot in Borderlands.
Turbo Boosters here is actually a utility, so I can still give him a weapon and an armor if I wish.
It is rude. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play another new card, because the majority of this deck is new cards because I wanted to play with new cards. I'm going to play the action Dismantle, which is scrap an enemy weapon or armor, and Drag Strip over there has a naughty blaster. So, yeah. Sorry, mate. He no longer has one. So,
it's okay. It's his lot in life. He was made to suffer.
That is true. Okay, so... I'm in a bit of a poop spot, so I'm actually going to try and show some fun interactions here. So I don't think I'm in a good spot, but I'm also in a bad spot. So what we're going to do is Runabout is going to come in, and he's going to punch Drag Strip really, really hard. Really? But I'm going to make it even worse by scrapping, to just show this interaction, a blue pip. So Brainstorm has a blue pip in the corner. So I'm going to scrap that. And when I do, I can tap this guy, and he says, scrap a card with a blue pip from your hand, and one of your characters gains +3 attack.
Ooh.
So we're going to just go with that. So currently, he's coming in at an attack of 10 on poor Drag Strip's Lonely 2.
It's okay, Drag Strip's got this.
Not
really.
So 10, still 10, and that's 11.
All right. I'm defending 2. That'll make it 3, and that'll make it 4.
So take 6.
Puts him at 9, which still kills him. Or
Goodbye.
Still KOs him.
And then they go, no greens here, so I'm going to put them in my discard.
I'm going to, because this is not going to be useful for in a moment, I'm going to swap the starter engines for a Scoundrel's Blaster.
Cool beans.
Since you've gotten around my shenanigans.
Shenanigans!
All right, so I'll draw a card for my turn. Ooh, that's going to be painful.
Oh, no worries.
And then we will flip Run Amok, which also flips him and lets me draw a card. That'll be useful later. And my action is going to be Energon Axe on Run Amok.
Oh.
Yeah, that's painful. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
It's okay. It's good. It's
And
just going to
then-
be really sore.
I'm going to play a secret action again.
Okay.
And then since all of his guys are tapped, I'm going to attack with both of my characters.
Yes.
So I'm going to start with Runabout on Roadhugger.
Oh, no, not the little guy.
On Roadhugger.
How rude.
1, 2. That just makes it 5 total.
Okay, so, I'll take that. And that's not too bad. So 5 total, minus 2 is 3. So he still lives.
All right, those go there. And then I'm going to have Run Amok. Actually, this is probably the most heinous excessive overkill, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to beat up on Roadhugger again. I'm going to flip first card, and then I'm empty, so I have to reshuffle everything. I'm going to do that real quick.
I'll do my dramatic friend D's revealing of defending to see if I can pull this one out.
Boom. Boom. I'm merely at a grand total of 11.
Okay, so 11 minus 1 is 10. So we're looking at 10. Goes down to 9. And he'll stay at 9. And he will be very, very no longer in the land of the living.
And then we are all on tap. All tapped out, so we will all untap.
Okay, so
And we're getting close to media section, but I think we're probably going to have just enough time to finish this one match.
yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. Okay, so we will draw a card. Because I don't like it, I'm going to play an action called Ramming Speed, which allows me to scrap an enemy upgrade. Say goodbye to that axe.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm sad, but it's okay.
It's
I'd
okay.
do the same thing in your case.
And then what I'll do to just make the game last a little bit hilariously longer so I don't get noobed, I will replace my Smoke Cloak with a Force Field.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so Force Field, if I would take more than 5 damage, I'll only take 4 because I got this lovely bubble around me. Think Halo 3, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm going to say. So, right, looking at this, I will go into Run Amok, I believe.
Got it. Well, I'm going to flip that. It's Battlefield Report. I get to draw 2 cards,
Oh, you swine.
and then I get to put a card back on top of my deck. Hold on.
That's okay.
Put that one on top,
Makes sense.
and then I will flip my
Okay.
defense after you get your offense.
Okay, cool beans. So I got a white pip, so I'm going to go again. Awesome. So I've got an attack of 5, 6, 7, 8, and a pierce of 2.
All right. Defense of 2. That makes a defense of 3. That makes a defense of 4.
So take force, good sir.
You got it. 4 will bring me up to 5.
Yeah.
I will swap this totally worthless improvised shield for the Scoundrel's Blaster I put on top of my deck.
I think I will get rid of this combat dagger and replace it with this lovely card of reactive armor, and that will go into my scrap pile.
Sounds cool. All right, I will draw a card. God, this is... All right, so I'm going to start with... I'm going to give Runabout an Energon Axe.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry, I drew that with the Battlefield Report. It was super sweet.
it's good. It's good.
And then I'm going to transform Runabout, which transforms Run Amok, and heals them both for 1. So he'll go down to 4, and he'll go to nothing, because he only had 1.
Yep.
And then I'm going to play Frag Toss, which you choose one of your characters and deal 1 damage to it. And then since I'm all starting Decepticons, choose that same character and have it deal 1 more damage.
Take 2, sir.
And I'm only reading that for you guys. I know very well Lee knows what that card does. It's in his deck.
It's fun. That's what it is.
It's one of my favorite whites.
It's really fun. Like, it is a great card. I love it. It is fun.
And so I will start by having Runabout come into Runabout.
Okay.
I will flip. Lots of blue.
Okay. So, your total attack, sir.
My total attack is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, 9 minus 2 goes to 7, and then I go to 6. So I'll take 6 damage, but I have force field, so I will only take 4. So basically what it says, if the upgraded character would take 5 or more attack damage, instead, scrap this card, and I take 4, so I'll go to 6.
Yep.
And I no longer have that upgrade, so yeah, kind of like the bubble shield in Halo, guys. It's not there for ages.
And then Runamuck will come in also. He's at a much more modest 5 to start. That becomes 6. And 6 will be where he stays.
Okay, cool. That's really sad. So 6 minus 2 is 4. Houses.
Makes me glad I didn't start with him. He wouldn't have popped that force field, would he have?
No, he wouldn't have, sir.
And then I'm all done. We're all tapped, so we will untap.
Okay, so I will draw a card. The blood is on the wall right now. This is not good. Okay, because my armor is no longer there, I'll make it a little bit tougher for you. I'll play this reactive armor to give him +1 armor, and then I will just have to try and kill Runamuck and salvage my British pride.
Okay.
So, let's go. So we're looking at 7, still 7, white pip, and because I got no cards here, I need to have a good shuffle. Come on, improvise shields. I just want to kill some things.
I just flipped one.
I want one though.
If we had more time, we'd show you more, because these are very balanced decks we made here.
Yeah.
These are not the norm. People like to skew one color or the other, and it gets crazy, sir. It gets crazy.
It does. So 5, 6, 7, 8 with a pierce of 2.
8 minus 2, 3 means I take 5.
He lives. Fancy that.
They're just beefy enough that they don't die easy.
It's true. And then all these go to my scrap pile.
Yep. Draw
And then
card.
go Sir John.
All right, I'm going to transform Runamuck, which transforms Runabout, and draws me another card, which I really, really don't need at this point, but I'll take it.
It's a fun interaction. Allow it to happen.
I will play another Frag Toss.
Oh, that's... Oh, gosh. Wow. Okay, so I take another 2. Oh, look at that. I'm on 1 life, thanks to just not dodging grenades. Awesome.
And then we won't play anything else and just send in Runabout. And he will flip 2 and 2 more for the white.
Ouch.
He will go to 8 with Pierce of 2.
Wow. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. So I do take 3, and that is enough to kill me because I was only on 1 health. So that is game to you, Sir John.
Good game, good game.
Good game, sir.
These guys are super fun. I mean,
yeah.
I saw them in the previews for it, and I'm like, I wish to play these guys. And then I pulled them out of my first, I bought 7 packs at the store, and I pulled them out of those first 7, and I'm like, you know what? It's all good now. I've got the cards to play with.
I think the one thing I wanted out of this set, which I hope they might do in Siege 2 or 3, if you're listening, Wizards, I would like this kind of combo with Sideswipe and Sunstreaker.
Oh my God, you're speaking to my soul.
I know.
Immediately.
Exactly.
We talk about not really buying too many cards. If they made both of those guys rares, and I didn't pull them immediately, I would either buy packs or buy those cards because I would have to have them, because those Sunstreaker and Sideswipe were 2 of my first 5 Transformers.
Yeah.
Sunstreaker being the absolute first.
I do like that.
Uh-oh. Skype, Gonzo, why is Skype being Skypey?
Because it's Skype. It's just trying to re-register your camera.
There we go. I'm back, and now I can de-rig this tripod. There we go. Now I don't have like a robot's penis in my face. That's great. Right.
So, guys, if you have any questions about Transformers, you can find both Lee and myself on Facebook, or go to one of the Transformers groups, throw it out there. we both go through those guys, and we'll be happy to answer whatever questions you got. We just want to build it. It's a simple, fun game. You can get a ton of enjoyment out of not spending a lot of money even. Like, you don't need to go even as crazy as we do, and I don't feel like we go terribly crazy.
No, I think it's one of those games where you can go a bit crazy. Like, there's a couple of guys I know quite well in the community right now. Like Jamie from Powered by Primus has a great YouTube channel. If you ever wanted to check out deck building and stuff like that, Jamie has told me a horrific number of boxes he's bought, and I will never do that. So Jamie, if you're watching this. I'm not ashamed that you spend that much money doing it, mate, but I will never spend that much money.
Yeah, I'm not into that. I bought 2 boxes of Wave 2 this past week because they were on sale on the second day of Prime Day right before I went to bed. And I'm like, all right, fine, I'll take 2.
Yeah.
Just exactly so my crew has everything we need. And we still don't, but we've got some good sealed out of it. When we got the 8-packs. 8-pack sealed with Wave 2 works.
Nice. That's really good.
But there you go. That's that. And I guess thank you guys for indulging us. And if you're interested, like I said, ask us questions. Gonzo, I think you need to hit us up with some codes for Archidan and
let's see who is in the chat.
We might just want to do one because we only got 7 people, it looks like.
Okay, we can do one.
I just don't want to, throw them all out. I mean, no, screw it. These guys stayed here. They knew. Why don't we do them both? Do them both.
Do them both?
They're here. I don't know who's here. I mean, Banyan's here. He's the last one who commented. I guess everyone else was just in rapt attention as we had 2 crazy Decepticon cars beat each other up.
Yeah, crazy twins. They're really fun as well. Like, I think like we say, like, the enjoyment of what you know is kind of interesting. So it's like, we live in a time where if you don't know who those people are, Wikipedia and Google are phenomenal. Like, there's some things I had no idea about as much as certain things, and then I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, that was that thing from, oh wow, I didn't even know that. And
check YouTube also. There's some guys who put this is the history of this particular Transformer. Rodimus Primal does a bunch of that, and I like to find out every once in a while. You get some really good in-depth lore. There's so much lore. There are 30 years of lore plus for Transformers. Think about that.
If you want to be part of the drawing for a gift certificate to Tectonicraft Studios, put something in the chat right now. Just say, hey, me, yes, no, maybe, whatever. Just something in there, because we do have a few bots that are in the channel right now, of course. And we're not going to worry about that. But this may also make sure that you are alive and kicking. If you are there, put a yes, no, whatever. Just say something in the chat so I know that you're there. And we will put you in the drawing for a gift certificate. And you will get that chance by the time I finish reviewing one of my media sections. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 to do this time.
I have 3, but one of them is really simple.
All right. Lee, you got anything you want to review tonight?
Oh yeah, I've got one film. One film everyone needs to watch.
And I think Lee is going to talk about the 2 I'm actually going to spend time reviewing also.
Okay, I'm gonna go for something. And this should actually get Baney on because he's such a huge anime fan and he loves everything that has to do with anime and he thinks that that's the greatest media of all time.
Wow, you're laying out real thick.
This last week, I was looking for some anime to watch because I, just putting models together, doing things, and someone told me to try The Legend of the Shield Hero. Okay, so
okay,
I'm very picky. Now, Lee, I'm very picky about my anime. I don't like fan service. I don't care for all the sexualized stuff of things. I don't care for like panty shots or chibi stuff. I like good quality animation. I like good story.
So he doesn't really like anime. He just likes animated things that happen.
You're very, very picky. It's kind of funny. I love this genre, but I don't like 3/4 of it.
Yes. Plus, I can't watch subtitled, so I have to watch it dubbed.
Okay.
So I just have to be doing things while I'm watching it. And so someone told me to try The Legend of the Shield Hero. I was like, okay, it's a fantasy one. And of course, it's I'm not going to do spoilers because I know some people are still watching it. Erica is still in the middle of it and trying to get through it. And it was actually pretty good. I was really impressed. There's a little bit of fan subby in it, but it's not bad, creepy fan subby. They don't over exaggerate things. They don't make things go crazy. The story is this guy gets pulled from our world into a fantasy world, and it's an RPG, and he's got to level up things. But there's some pretty funny shots in there. There's some pretty funny lines in there. Because I'm not gonna say because I know people are still there trying to do it.
Yeah.
And then it was really good. It's not over sexualized either. There's good decent animation. So everything's happening. The story's pretty solid. It's definitely, it's an MMO. The people are playing in an MMO, so I mean that's just kind of what it is. But I mean it's pretty decent. I actually give it like 1.5, maybe 2 space herpes. That's about it this time. Oh yeah, we forgot to tell you what the our rating system was, didn't we?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna tell you, my film is like a must-watch. So I'm done. But I'll just say it's a must-watch. It's not for everyone, but it's a must-watch.
It is a very good, solid anime.
Okay.
1.5 space herpes, maybe 2 if it's not your genre, but it's actually it is some of the better ones out there right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sorry,
Yeah,
he's familiar because he was a Metal John guy, so he knows about the higher is bad movie scale.
Yeah, but we're on space herpes now.
Yeah, just
Yeah. We're on space herpes. Okay, we've evolved or de-evolved. I don't know. No, I agree with what you say, Gonzo. It's really cool. I really, really like it. I think the funniest point about it is everyone around him has awesome weapons. He's given a shield.
Yes, he gets screwed with a shield.
It's kind of like the first thing my friend told me was like, "You've played Shovel Knight, yeah? Did you enjoy Shovel Knight, yeah? All you used was a shovel, right? Yeah. This guy uses a shield." I was like, "Done. I'm in."
Yeah. Okay. So we only have Crimson, Captain Mizzy, Banyan. That's only people that answered.
Looks like it.
I guess some people are watching as well, probably for what Transformers shenanigans, but maybe not on Twitch. So, like signed in and all that just to talk and stuff. So,
yeah, well,
never know. Yeah, some free stuff.
Yeah,
we got 3.
If
So
you're
you
a
know
Transformers
what?
guy, probably not in your wheelhouse though.
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna give all 3 of them a gift certificate.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, there's
nice.
4 of them.
4.
Who's Matt?
Who's the 4th?
Banyan, Crimson, Captain Miz. Oh shit, you're right. That's 3. I'm bad.
All 3
Oh,
you
I was
get
so
a.
going to say we should get a pool cue and snap it and go tryouts. And like, no, it wouldn't work.
No, that was a me error.
I do have 4 of them to give away, so I'll just give away all 3 of them for all 3 of y'all being there. The only ones that did it. Guys, make sure you send me a message on Facebook, either through the More Than Dice webpage or Facebook page, or just directly to me. I know Captain Missy personally. I can just, I'll send it to her. That's not a big deal. But Crimson and Banyan, I'll get that to John, and John will get it to you. So Crimson, make sure you send me something so I know where to send you the
Pretty sure we
code.
know Crimson's too, but
It
easier so we don't have to research.
Yeah, so we don't have to dig through the emails and stuff or do things. Crimson, just send me a Facebook message and I'll send you all the code so you can go buy you something. All right, who is next?
Well, I know Lee's going to talk about mine. There's one that has to be talked about no matter how much time anything takes. So I got to talk about Batman Ninja. So it was movie day, and I had Alex and Anna over, and we usually watch a good and a bad movie, usually themed, and good and bad in quotations. And the theme this time was, animated superhero. And he's seen Batman Ninja, but I haven't. So he was really interested in me seeing it for the first time, having him see a movie that I haven't seen. And there's no 2 ways about it. That movie is batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know how much cocaine they took when they were making the script ideas, but it was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was so worried because some people at work gave it bad reviews. I'm like, oh god, this is going to be bad. And my friends, I'm like, no, it is not a good movie. Don't ever confuse it for a good movie. But it is a must-watch movie. You have to experience this movie. It goes... There's that level where I'm like, oh, this is going to be bad. It shoots right past that into the stratosphere, of batshit crazy. It just all the way. I don't want to give away any of it because it is an experience you have to get. But the whole theory, and this is in the first 1 minutes, is uh, Gorilla Grodd has all of Gotham's villains together, and he's got some plan, and Batman and his crew show up to stop him, and it's a time machine, and it goes off, and it sucks them all back to feudal Japan. Go.
Done.
And I love about it that I can talk about is they change the animation style based on what's going on a lot. It's very cool like that. Sort of like they'll change it to sort of look like ancient Japanese pictures almost, and they'll go to the super high tech anime at points. It is super cool.
Yeah.
But that being said, the dialogue is, I mean, let's be honest, the cliche police pulled this movie over about 10 minutes in and said, like, all right, we're going to give you a warning. Just try and stand in line. And this movie was like, nope, screw you. We're going straight into all the cliches. All the cliches, all the anime tropes. Why does Robin have a monkey that Deacon doesn't understand? I don't understand this, but it happens.
Yeah, it does. That happens.
And I'm not going to there's a payoff with the monkey that is
the best payoff in the whole thing.
It is maybe the best payoff of the whole thing, and it's just batshit crazy. You have to watch this. I mean, I can't say it enough. If you have a friend who owns it, borrow that shit. It is worth whatever rental Amazon is. If it's like a $5 rental, 48 hours, Jesus Christ, do it. It is worth the $5.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. Like, going into it, like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Having Gorilla Grodd in it was really cool. I was like, I don't know how they're going to get from A to B. All I know is, like, feudal Japan, that's cool. And then it's Gorilla Grodd and time travel, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, the only thing that could have made it better is if the Flash was in it. That would have been phenomenal. But no, it's definitely what John says. It's batshit crazy. There's a poster over my shoulder because I freaking love seeing Batman as a freaking shogun samurai. Who wouldn't want to see that? But yeah, there's some really cool shit in it. Like, the one thing that attracted me to it more than anything, it's pretty much the same production company that did Afro Samurai. Like, that's the main reason. Like, if you haven't seen Afro Samurai, do yourself a favor, go watch Afro Samurai.
Yeah.
And the art style, John's already touched on it. It goes from all over the shop. The most beautiful animation in it is when it's flowing like paint, and that's when there's one fight sequence which is like that, and it's gorgeous. It is literally like, wow. But yeah, it is fucking insane. The best way of describing that movie.
Yeah, you have to see it. I feel it may actually be worth me picking up and buying. I'm not like pay $25, but if I find it like 15, that's a great price for that movie. Yeah, I mean, because this is one you always be like, you haven't seen this? Let me loan you this. You should watch this. It's one of those movies.
And the extra features on the Blu-ray that I have is really cool. Like, seeing them, how they talk about how they wanted to talk about the art styles and how they all flowed and stuff was really interesting, which is really cool to have.
I'm borrowing the Blu-ray. I might see if I can see that, but we'll see.
Yes.
But as for a rating, apologies, Gonzo, I have to go back to my roots for this one because this one should be measured in shots of Kraken. That shit crazy. And in all the best ways, you want 4 shots of Kraken for this movie because you're just going to keep taking them as you go through the movie. Every time it crosses the next threshold, you're going to be like, I need another shot in all the best ways. It is a must-see. Don't ever think it's going to be great. It makes all the problems. It does all the mistakes you don't do with movies, but it is, you have to see it. It's a must-see.
Mm-hmm.
And rare for me to call a movie like that must-see, but it's never like, oh God, I can't believe I'm watching this. It's all like, oh God, I can't believe they did that.
Yeah, it's an experience. That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah. So, recommend it. Watch that shit. Lee, what do you got? Sounds like you have something impressive.
Okay, so this movie is not for everyone. I can guarantee you now. It's a movie my friends told me because everyone, if you know me, I like shit movies and great movies. There's when it comes to Nicolas Cage, I think John and Gonzo's laughter there just ends it. But there's one movie recently which I've watched where I'm like, holy shit, why didn't you do this for more of your movies instead of going batshit crazy? And it's a great movie called Mandy. Now, it came out in 2018.
It was kind of semi-released a little bit, but it was really like showcased at Sundance. And the best way of describing this, it's an action fantasy horror, and it is definitely not for everyone. I can tell you that. But the soundtrack, how it's shot, how it's filmed, it is gorgeous. It is freaking unbelievable. But the best way about it is Nicolas Cage is married to this woman called Mandy, and this crazy, weird cult that drive a hippie bus see her walking in the woods, and the main guy goes, I want her. And the best way of describing it is they basically say they have to call on these people, and they basically blow a flute, and I kid you not, how these people are filmed and stuff make them look straight up demon like, and they basically go and get her. But basically think if you had Hellraiser but not super crazy, but those crazy guys like Pinface, but not as extreme as that, but like how they're shot and you never see their faces, and it's just like they're basically bikers that have. The best way of describing it without ruining it is they used to run drugs for the cartel, but they would always used to basically take a little bit off them. So what they did was they made a bad batch of LSD, and now that's their fuel. Run with that. And it's just amazing. Like, there's so many scenes in this where it's like, obviously it's Nick Cage, so you're like, oh, you're gonna act crazy. There's one scene in this where literally I was like, holy shit, that one scene is just raw emotion. Like, that's incredible. Like, I was literally like, I forgot that you can act. That's incredible, mate.
People forgot he won the Academy Award.
Yeah, and this movie, he is awesome. Like, okay, I'm not gonna ruin it for you. If you don't like extreme, like, it's more of a gut feeling more than anything when you watch it. It's just really unnerving. Nothing bad happens, but because of the soundtrack and how it's filmed, you're constantly on the edge of your seat because you're kind of like, there's nothing going on right now. They're just talking, but I feel like I need to shit my pants for no apparent reason because how it's filmed and how it's going, I'm always on the edge. It's just one of those movies where you just have to experience it with the lights off and have good mates over because you just need to watch the trailer. I think the trailer puts it out there really, really well. And if you like what you see in the trailer, it's definitely worth a rental. I bought it on Blu-ray because my friend Dave bought it round and was like, Lee, you need to see this. And I was like, okay. And then within the first 20 minutes, I was like, this is incredible. I don't know why I'm yelling at you right now. I'm so unnerved right now, and there's nothing going on. The only other movie that's made me have that was, I think it's Hysteria, the first ever one of that, just how that's filmed and how the music and everything has put you on edge. That's the only other movie I would recognize it to that, because it's just, it draws you in and you just love the kind of weird, like, whole atmosphere it pulls you in by. But yeah, it's freaking awesome. And selling point, there's a fight with Nicolas Cage with chainsaws. And one
chainsaw fight,
and it's like one guy is literally like Andre the Giant tall with a chainsaw the size of him. Enough said. Wow. It's not super gory. It's implied. That's the best way of describing it. Even though when you Google search it, you will see Nicolas Cage just with shitloads of blood on him, but like you don't see a lot of everything. It's just him, just pure emotion after, like, you don't see everything. So it's like not like a shit show of like horror. It just sucks you in, and it's a phenomenal film. It really is. It's like my favorite movie of last year, other than a movie that John's gonna say, because that came out last year as well, which was the best movie ever made. So yeah, yeah, it's really good, and it's really cool to see like a guy who basically everyone shits on actually doing an incredible job. Like, it's incredible. Like, it really is.
And all the movie podcasts I listen to, like, said nothing but praise for this movie, so
yeah,
it sounds like a good check out. It's on my list. I just got to get to a point where I got a chance to watch it.
It's good. I've never told you shit movies, John. I have told you shit movies, and you've watched them and said, yeah, they're shit, and I was like, yeah, but no. Mandy is really good. I think, obviously, if you're not into horror, I wouldn't recommend it, just because it doesn't have that kind of, like, when you think of horror, like slasher and all that other shit, it just makes you feel uneasy watching it because of the things implied in it and stuff. It has that raw emotion to it. It just makes you feel unearthly, which is kind of what I like in a movie sometimes, when you go in and someone's like, this will make you feel uncomfortable, but the payoff after that is really cool. So
that sounds like a 0.
yeah, it's a fucking 0.
Zero.
It's so good. It's so good. But obviously, if you're not into horror, then don't watch it. And it's kind of weird constantly saying like, yeah, it's Nicolas Cage. It's Nicolas Cage. It's just like, then you haven't seen it. Then you're just throwing it off because it's got this guy in. It's like as soon as you watch The Matrix, everything Keanu Reeves is shit. Like the funniest thing my friend said, I will not watch John Wick because. I think he said it was like it's just about a guy who gets his dog killed, right? And I was like, it's way more than that. And then he watched it and was like, I was so wrong for so long. And I was like, yes, exactly. So
awesome. So
yeah,
I'm good for little extra innings to get through this if you want to, Gonzo and Lee. It's
I can hold off on mine, but I know that you have some important ones that you want to talk about. Mine can hold off.
Okay, and well, I know Lee wants to talk about it too. So the third movie we watched, I'll go back to second in a second, was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse because it fit the theme and it's awesome. Zero space herpes. Go watch it.
0.
Yeah, 0.
it is
Still 0.
It's a perfect film.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean,
if you want a superhero film, that's how you do an origin story.
yeah,
Yes.
it's great, and I can't wait for the sequel. But the one Lee wants to talk about is our second feature, which my ex-roommate recommended. I was going to watch it anyways. I saw the title, and I'm like, I think I got to watch this. And then my ex-roommate's like, oh, God, John, you have to watch this. And that is Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
And it is a simple story. It is basically the Foot Clan and the Shredder team up with one of Batman's villains to steal stuff, to do a plot in Gotham. And Batman and the Turtles have to team up to take care of it. But of course, every time heroes meet, they have to fight. And the best part of this movie is that whoever wrote the dialogue for the Turtles, Michelangelo in particular, is absolutely on point.
Yep. 100% on point.
It just can't. And it's another one where you're never going to say this is a great movie, it's not a great piece of cinema, but it is enjoyable from beginning to end. There's not really a lull in it. The character interactions are amusing. The action is amusing. It's not deep. It's not pretending to be deep. In fact, its depth is pretty shallow, but it has it there. It's like quick story, cool. We're with you. I mean, you had us at Batman vs. and Teenage Mutant Turtles, and it's just fun. And man, it was a good climb out of the pits of madness after Ninja Batman. Because you sort of climb up, you're like, okay, this all seems quite reasonable. You know, with them driving around a turtle van, firing manhole covers painted to look like pizzas. Because that's not going to kill anyone.
Nope. Nah, it just leaves light bruising.
Like, oh, that guy's dead.
Yeah.
That guy. And it's not gory, but some people get killed and they're not making it gory, but they're not pretending. Like early on, someone gets like a ninja star to their head, and you're like, that is brutal.
Yep.
Like I gets decapitated a couple times, like, oh. And there's one scene where somebody gets their arm broken, and they're crawling around, they get on something, and they just flop your arm, throw it over, and I'm just like, oh God. Like, I can't believe you guys did that. It did the flop your arm, like, oh God, that's terrible. But
it's so good. It's just so good. I can't. Right, so I don't like Michael Bay's first Ninja movie. The best thing about Deep of Shadows, or whatever it was fucking called, was they got the turtles right. They got the interactions right. They got everything right. This movie has two of the funniest things I've ever seen in a freaking Turtles thing. One, Batman is super inclusive. No one can find the Batcave. Spoiler alert, something happens, and how they explain it is effing hilarious. Like, it is the best thing ever.
it's
Also, going back to John's point, my favourite part in this is when the turtles show up and they fight Penguin's goons. Penguin basically starts shooting at them, and Michelangelo's just like, umbrella gun, I love Gotham, and just basically is like standing up, like looking around, trying to find him while he's getting shot at. And then he goes like, okay, I better leave. And then he just goes like, whoa, wait a minute, umbrella gun and a helicopter? I love Gotham. And he's just perfect. Michelangelo has some of the best one-liners ever in this, and it's just perfect. And the animation is just like, for me, it kind of goes back to like a cross between I
I want to say how it's drawn a little bit is the turtles look completely out of what the Batman animated series was, which is really cool, and they represent that really well because like Batman is kind of drawn like it was in the animated series, which is really cool, and the turtles look very different, which I think it represents what the title says. It's them in Gotham. They're different, and how they explain themselves in the movie is hilarious half the time. Like you guys like, oh, it's a guy in a bat suit. I guess he has issues, and he's like, you can talk, and he's like, what? We're just giant turtles. Enough said. Like,
yeah, originally I wasn't sold on them originally, but by the end of the movie, they don't bother you at all. I mean, because they don't look like any of their animation for Turtles, because you're taking Batman and Turtles, who both had completely distinct animation styles, and putting them together, and it's a U.S. animated thing, not a Japanese one. So, I mean, it's very good. I mean, I actually recommend watching it. I will say this as a rare statement. I rented for $5 on Amazon. I am disappointed I did not purchase it.
Yeah, it's a good time because it's like
I will look for it on sale, and if it goes on sale, I will purchase it in addition to renting it for $5 for us.
There's so many good scenes in it. Like I'm not going to spoil it, but the first meeting of Shredder and Batman, I did not know how that was going to go down, and by the end of it, I was like, I'm sorry, I need to rewind that. That was incredible. Like that was super fucking cool, and it was a good payoff. So
yeah, it was really very enjoyable. It's another one that sort of defies rating because this is not a great movie, but it's another one that you should watch. If you like Batman and you like the Turtles, you should watch it.
Straight up.
So, there you go. Gonzo, we can let you go now.
I'm just listening to y'all.
It's a heck of a day of movies. It was a good
I'm going to say, we could talk about Into the Verse for like fucking centuries.
Yeah. We all could go just off on that. I think we've done that how many times?
Movies because we did the Ninja Batman, we did the Batman TMNT, then we did Into the Spider-Verse. We started directly into the Mouth of Madness and slowly climbed our way out and ended up, I mean, they even have some things in common. I actually feel like Ninja Batman and Into the Spider-Verse has some things in common. That's sort of changing the animation style as different scenes happen very, very similar to both of them.
I think it's just Into the Verse is just a game changer, periodly. For what it is and what it does, it's phenomenal. You kind of forget at one point, oh god, this is animation.
Mm-hmm.
And you forget like where animation begun with like Mickey Mouse and Steamboat Willie to where we are now. You're just like, wow. Like, it's mind-blowing. It's really
I wasn't going to see it originally, but then I just kept getting rave reviews. I'm like, all right, I got to see this. If everyone's saying this right, I got to. And I was not disappointed. I bought it on Blu-ray as soon as it was. I'm just disappointed, like my mom doesn't want to see it. Spider-Man's one of those characters she doesn't really care about. So
I converted my mum to watch this.
Oh, my mom watched other stuff. She watched.
My mum loves stuff. But like my mum was like, it's animation. I was like, Mum, it's not just animation. This movie it's everything. It's a perfect film. And she was like, you've only said that about like 2 films, and I'm like, this is the 3rd. And she's like, okay, and watched it. Was like, wow. And I was like, I do not tell you to watch terrible films, Mum, because I value that I'm your number 1 son, and I want to stay that way. I don't want to go lower than that.
I'll be honest, last year, if it wasn't for the fact that I saw 2 amazing classics in the theater through Fathom Events, it would have been my number 1 film of the year. But Superman the movie in the theater and Die Hard beat it out. So it fell to number 3, but there's no shame in that game at all.
Oh, hell's no. I mean, Die Hard's a perfect film. Just enough said.
And Superman in the theater is such an experience.
We're talking about classic Superman, right?
Oh yeah, Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, Christopher Reeves. Okay, cool. I was going to say, I'm pretty positive that Zack Snyder one's a heap of shit, but that's my personal opinion. Being a big DC fanboy, I am as well.
I would agree. It's not
good. Although fight sequences are dope. Other than that, it's poop. That movie could be 10 minutes long. I don't care. It literally is like, what's happening? He lands, he fights, done.
And the one theme they made for it, I was upset they didn't use John Williams' theme, but the one theme they made, the one you hear all the time, is really good.
Yeah.
But that's all the good things I can say about that movie. And we're not.
Enough. Done. Gonzo, please talk before we keep talking more.
All right, guys, we are actually coming to the end of the podcast. Everything is coming and winding down, and it's probably like 4 o'clock in the morning where Lee's at. So
no, it's only 20 to 3 in the morning.
20 to 3.
Sleep is for the weak.
Pretty much. Lee, thanks for coming on and talking about Transformers. We appreciate it. You are always welcome to come on the podcast and hang out
man.
and
Absolutely.
do things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remind everybody what your podcast is and where you can go see all your stuff.
Yeah, sure. So if you go on YouTube and just type in Bleeped Up Productions, you'll find it. It's a lovely little podcast, like an iPod logo with a cross on it. That's cool. If you wanted to go check out my podcasts and stuff like that, you can go to Podbean and type in Bleeped Up Productions. They're on there. We've got a hilarious amount of stuff. I can tell you that if you want a really good night with your mates, and if you love Predator, I recommend that you download the movie Robo War, which I've already told John about this, and Men Off John multiple times. This is a shit version of Predator, boys. It is terrible, it is dog trash, and we just make it better by taking the piss out of it with British accents. It's great. It's good times. So, enough said.
Alright, for More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
I guess I'm Lee? Yeah, I am Lee. I am Lee. Yes. And thanks for having me on, guys.
Good night, guys. I mean, technology is our friend.
Of course.
If it wasn't for fucking up, we wouldn't have any up. What?
I